Kriti Aunty is on join. Jai Guruji.
Jai Guruji. Jai Guruji, Sangat ji, Shukrana Guruji for giving me the opportunity to speak today. Um, like Rupali Aunty said, when I shared the satsang with her, there were lots of laughs and some tears also. So um, I will try my best not to be coherent and not to cry because every second, every second in Guruji's grace is a blessing. And my constant question with Guruji is, I feel like I'll speak for myself. I feel like I'm quite papi as a person. Every day I make mistakes. Every day, I'm definitely not following Guruji 100% as much as I try. I'm trying to be a better person every day, but Guruji is still with us all the time. So can't say anything other than, Anantam Shukrana Guruji. Thank you so, so, so much. I'll talk a little bit about my journey with Guruji. In this lifetime, at least, like Rupali Aunty said, I connected with Guruji in April this year. But before Guruji decided to connect me, I had heard about Guruji from my mom. And I even went for one satsang where I met Rupali Aunty, and it was beautiful. But the only thing I remembered उस satsang से was कि बहुत खाना था. And I sat, everyone ate and left, but I was sitting and I was eating and I kept looking at mom to say, "Maini kha sakti," and Rupali aunty was sitting next to me and she said, "Khana padega." So I said, "Okay," and I left and I said, "Chalo, bahut khana mil gaya, I'm very full," but that was all I remembered from the satsang. I'm currently staying in Singapore. I'm currently, sorry, can my mom is saying she can't hear me. Rupali aunty, can you hear me?
Uh, just checking.
You
Why
can,
she can't?
okay, you
Why
can
not?
hear me now. Okay.
No, no, your voice is very clear.
Okay, perfect. So,
You can,
I'm in Singapore
oh,
and
you
mom,
can hear me, yeah? Okay.
so I'm, okay, thank you. So I'm in Singapore and mom, dad are in Bangalore. And when COVID, really hit badly, especially the first wave, I would tell mom ki bahar mat jao, be safe, be at home. You go out a lot, you take so many risks. And mom would always say, we have Guruji with us. कुछ नहीं होएगा गुरुजी है कुछ नहीं होएगा गुरुजी है. And I used to say, ये तो my mom was never like this. पता नहीं क्या हो गया? Is she having a midlife crisis? मतलब suddenly there's so much love for Guruji, and I didn't really understand it. But I said, okay, as long as mom has faith, it's perfect. And I came to India a few months ago, and I was visiting Delhi. And when I was in Delhi, I was at a friend's house, and I was staying there, so I was going every day. And I was talking, to my friend's mom, and on top of mom, there was a calendar, and there was Guruji in the calendar. And I had seen Guruji thanks to my own mom. But suddenly, one day I started talking to Guruji. But the only words that would come out of my mouth are thank you, Guruji, and then little bit a tear would come and bus. Every day I would look at Guruji and I would say thank you, Guruji. But under se I didn't know what I was saying thank you for, but I started talking to Guruji on a calendar. Then I went back home and I went to Bangalore and my mom and dad were not in town and I was drawn to Guruji's Swaroop. And for maybe 2 weeks, every morning and every night, I would sit in front of Guruji and I would just bus cry, keep crying. Pata nahi chalta tha why I'm crying. I would laugh and cry. I would say, why am I crying? And I'd be laughing, but I was just so drawn. Her rose, I would sit and cry. And then I told mom I want to know more about Guruji. And she said, okay, we'll try and meet Rupali auntie before you go. But it was COVID and it wasn't safe. But I told Guruji, I said, okay, Guruji, I want to know more about you. But also, I have one request. It's COVID and it's really bad. Can you make us leave Bangalore and go somewhere safe? Because my grandmom is 8, she turned 87 by the grace of Guruji 2 days ago. So it said, she's old and I feel I'm very paranoid as a person. And my mom and dad were getting very tired of me. I said, kahin bhej do, safe. Guruji, with Guruji's grace, Guruji's blessings, Guruji sent us to Kotagiri, which is in the middle of Kunur and Uti. But just look at Guruji's meher when we reached this place, beautiful in the middle of nowhere. It was a forest. A French man owned the house. And in his house, there was a picture of Shivji in the living room. And opposite Shivji was an abstract painting. So if you look at the painting, kuch nahi dikhta tha. But if you went close to the painting, it was Guruji's outline. How Guruji sent us from Bangalore to Kotagiri to a house owned by a Frenchman. And we saw Guruji. Guruji was telling us he's with us and he's protecting us. And, that was when I really started to just believe and feel connected. I still didn't understand much about Guruji. So I started reading. I told Guruji, I said, you only tell me now. Whatever I need to learn about you, aap hi sikhao. And I came back to Bangalore. The last day I was leaving, mom and Rupali auntie said, Chalo, bring Kriti. And I went to Rupali auntie's house. And just, my first experience was mom walked in. I was behind mom and mom walked in. And Rupali auntie said, Oh, chalo, mangoes aa gayi. Ye dabba tha. And I looked at mom and I said, Mom, did you send Rupali auntie a picture? And mom said, No. And then Rupali auntie told us the story where she said, Guruji ne ye aam ke dabbe dikhaye the. That's when I started to think this is like, like in yesterday's satsang, someone said this is like magic. I started to think, pata nahi, I had goosebumps. And then I was sitting talking to Rupali auntie, and I don't know if I told you this, Rupali auntie, but because I was so new and I didn't know what anything was, when I was sitting in Rupali auntie's house, the whole time I could smell rose and sandalwood. I got Guruji, Shukrana Guruji. He gave me the darshan with his fragrance. But मेरे को पता नहीं था. I didn't know that rose at that point rose fragrance. I smelled sandalwood. I thought maybe Rupali auntie had lit in agarbatti. And I told mom and she explained it to me and I said, Chalo koi nahi. And then I left. Then I reached Singapore. And thanks to Shukrana Guruji, thanks to Guruji, thanks to Rupali auntie, I came with two little swarups of Guruji. I came to Singapore. I had a 21-day quarantine. Before I came for quarantine, I said, Guruji, quarantine kar lungi, but one request, एक बार गाड़ी में घुमा दो कहीं. Let me move from one hotel to another because then it will feel like I have a change instead of 21 days in one hotel. So happened that I reached in Singapore and at the airport I had a positive COVID test. And the next day they moved me from my hotel to a facility. I reached the facility and I had set up Guruji's Darbar. This was the yellow color was my first ever Darbar ka kapda. And I started crying. I said, Guruji, I've newly been introduced to you and I heard honeymoon period hota hai. मैंने तो सोचा कि honeymoon period में सब कुछ मिल जाता है. I said, it's only been 2 weeks. Honeymoon खत्म हो गया मेरा. मेरा health, you're not taking care of my health. मैंने तो सुना था सबसे पहले health मिलती है. What happened, Guruji? Why have you given me COVID? And that's when, I spoke to mom, we spoke to Rupali auntie, we spoke to Nakul uncle. And Rupali auntie had just told mom like that at that time. She had said that, Guruji likes to play tricks and, have fun with his sangat. So mom said, Kriti, this is a false positive. We're sure. I said, okay, I prayed to Guruji the whole day, did mantra jap. I said, I cried a lot. I said, Aap abhi aaye ho, please make my health okay. Next day it was a false positive. In this whole fiasco, Guruji fulfilled my wish of moving hotels. Not one, I moved 3 hotels. I didn't get one car ride, I got 3 car rides in 21 days. In all the satsangs, you hear that, Guruji fulfills no matter how small or how big your wish is. If it's good for you, Guruji will fulfill it. A small wish like Gadi ki ride dikha do. I wanted one and Guruji gave me 3 times that. So Shukrana Guruji, thank you so, so, so much. Again, then was still my first month. I was, getting introduced to Guruji, and my biggest form of learning of Guruji, of his teachings, was all through listening to Sangat members Satsang. So I would go to YouTube, I would listen, I would read online, I would ask mom, we would share. I got added to these groups, and through listening to different satsangs, I really understood more about the connection. I started to understand what I was feeling, how I was connecting with Guruji. So the first satsang I went to in Singapore, I got connected to the Sangat here. I went for Guruji's birthday on 7th July. And while I was getting ready before going, I said, Guruji, मेरे को birthday gift, आपका return gift क्या मिलेगा? I said, आपके birthday gift के लिए, everything I have is yours. I don't know what I can offer you, but I'll be little selfish and I'll say, मेरे को return gift चाहिए. And the return gift that I wanted was a bracelet of Guruji's. I come out of the shower, I'm getting ready, and I was trying to find these earrings. I had one Indian outfit in Singapore. I said, I want to look really nice. Guruji's birthday. I had heard that, everyone who goes to his darbar, Guruji says, मैं तैयार होके आता हूँ, so everyone should get ready and come. Everyone should come on time, get ready. So I was getting ready. I want to find my earrings. And I had just that morning, I had cleaned out my whole drawer. And I organized all my earrings, all my jewelry. I knew where everything was, but and I had taken those earrings and kept it on top. I couldn't find it. So happens I opened this little pouch, and in that pouch is Guruji's bracelet. I don't know how I got that bracelet. I think I've got it from mom, but I got it a few years ago. I don't know. I cleaned my whole pouch in the morning, my whole drawer in the morning. I couldn't find the bracelet. But as soon as I asked Guruji ki return gift de do, bracelet de do, I found the bracelet even before I went for satsang. I felt so blessed, Shukrana Guruji, so lucky, so happy. I said, chalo. For 1 week after that, I was so happy. I just would keep looking at the bracelet and keep saying, thank you, Guruji, Shukrana Guruji. I went for my first satsang. It was, each satsang is powerful and beautiful. So that's how I started with Guruji. Soon after that, I did a satsang at home. And in that satsang at home, it was just mom and dad and me on Zoom. And it was my first satsang. So call Kriti Aunty, call mom, call, Sangat members, and I asked them, thanks to Guruji, I got a lot of guidance. Kya karna hota hai? I made all of my mom's dreams that she couldn't make me do. She couldn't make me cook, but Guruji made me do everything. Thanks to Guruji, I made kadha prasad for the first time. I now make Indian food for Guruji's satsangs thanks to him. I had the first satsang at home, and there was a little bit kadha prasad left. So I called mom and I said, there's a little bit left. I'll give it to a family member who lives in Singapore. For some reason, mom said no. She said, jisko bhi aana hai, they will come to your doorstep and they will take prasad from your doorstep. I said, okay. That morning, before satsang also, I had read a satsang where someone said that, they had prasad, extra prasad was made. And the Sangat member told Guruji, aap aake chak lo, bata do ki aap hi ho. And that day, someone turned up at their doorstep and it was a rishi and he managed to have the prasad. Same day, mom said, if someone will have to have it, they'll come home. I said, okay. That evening, a few hours later, a good friend of mine in Singapore, she was visiting Singapore. She was coming home. But I didn't take away the darbar. I said, I want to keep the darbar for 1 or 2 days. So she entered home. She saw Guruji. She bowed down to Guruji and she looked at me and she said, this is Guruji. I said, yes, this is Guruji. She said, it's so funny that I'm at your house because it was not planned that she was supposed to come. She said, it's so funny that I'm here and this is the darbar because the last night her sister had a dream darshan of Guruji and Guruji had told her, ki, connect your sister to me. And she entered my house the very same day and it was Guruji's darbar and there was that one bite of prasad left. I said, will you have it? And she said, yeah, I'll have it. And she had the prasad. And after that, my journey, we became a lot closer as friends, but also our journey with Guruji we learned together. We had satsangs together. Guruji really, Shukrana Guruji, he gave me a sathi to help me get more connected to him, to help me feel like whenever I'm doing satsangs, I'm not alone. Guruji always sends someone to always help me all the time. So thank you, Guruji, Shukrana Guruji. So that was my first friend who got connected. You know how they say that when Guruji enters your life, everyone around you benefits from it, just by association, because Guruji has let you be connected to him. One of my closest friends, she's currently studying in Boston. She's doing her MBA. I started talking to her about Guruji. I used to send her pictures of the darbar. I started talking to her. I said, listen, it's like Rupali auntie said, Om Namah Shivaya. So I used to send her the YouTube link. I said, listen to it on Saturday, listen to it on Sunday when you're doing cleaning, but just listen to it. So she said, okay. I don't think she listened to it, but she saw the pictures of the darbar. She had a dream darshan of Guruji very soon after, a few days after. And in her dream, she was living alone in college, and a ghost had entered her room, and there was darkness all around, and the ghost wouldn't leave. And her neighbor walks in, and the neighbor had so much light that the ghost disappeared. And she ran, and the neighbor was wearing white kurta pajama and a pink dupatta. And she ran out to see who the neighbor was, and the neighbor just smiled and went in the lift and left. She woke up at 5:30 that morning, and she calls me because she was Boston, so it was 5:30 Singapore. And she said, Kriti, I saw Guruji in my dream. I said, oh, that's not a dream. You've got a darshan. And said, what was the dream darshan? She told me this. And she said, I didn't know it was Guruji. She said, I thought it was just someone, it was a dream because I was feeling scared and someone entered. And she said, I opened my eyes at 5:30 in the morning, and the first thing I saw was Guruji's darbar and Guruji's swaroop. And she said, this is who came into my dream. And now she's finding her connection with Guruji in Boston. So these are two people who are very close to me, who've already gotten connected to Guruji in this short time. I have a few more satsangs that I'll share. I think the next one was I went for satsang in Singapore, and this is at this uncle's house, and he's turned his house into a mandir with Guruji's agya. And I was at satsang, and it was, as every satsang is, it was really powerful. But I felt like the energy was so powerful that I was, it was just a lot for my body to handle. Like I had sensations all over my body. I had goosebumps everywhere, and it was really powerful. I wanted the energy never to leave me, but sometimes I felt it was too strong. So I was looking at Guruji's darbar, and I just turned my head, and I saw someone enter a room. Darwaza khol ke, someone went in. I said, oh, it must be uncle because it's his house. He's entered the room. Sangaji, I turned around, and there was only one uncle in the satsang, and he was sitting behind me deep in meditation. He didn't leave his seat. And that's when I had goosebumps all over. I just knew in my heart that it was Guruji. And that morning I woke up and I told Guruji, I said, Guruji, aap to, I've had one or two satsangs in my house, but you connect people, और जब connection हो जाती है सब आपको देखते हैं, dreams में देखते हैं, इसमें देखते हैं, मेरे को तो आप, I've never seen you, I've only heard about you. I feel connected to you. I feel like I have meaning in life because you have blessed me enough to connect me to you, but आप दिखाते नहीं हो. And that day I saw Guruji, and how I know it was Guruji also was when satsang ended. I went to uncle. I said, Uncle, what is in that room? And he said, why? I said, no, just what is in that room? He said, you saw someone enter the room. I said, yes, uncle. He said, that's Guruji, and that's Guruji's room. And I walked into the room, and that was where all of Guruji's cholas are kept. Everything for Guruji. That was Guruji's room, and I saw Guruji enter the room during satsang. And that's also when I really started to understand how I'm still understanding, still learning, but how as humans we are not able to comprehend. I was not able to comprehend the power of Guruji. We learn every day, but also I felt I'm so silly. I even today I'll share another satsang that's happened. I asked Guruji for such small things ki dikha do aapko. Deep inside my heart, I know Guruji is there every second. But wo ichha hai, dikha do. Prove to me, Guruji, please. Tell me today. Show me today. And Guruji fulfills every wish, just like we're babies. I think, Divya Aunty and Shivya Aunty shared their satsangs, and they said, he treats us all like little babies, and he just fulfills every wish of ours. Since in the last 2.5 months, I really feel like that. I feel like Guruji has just taken over my life, and he treats me like a baby, and every wish, if it's good for me, even if it's selfish, Guruji fulfills it. So Shukrana Guruji. Um, Another satsang I went to was in this auntie's house, and again, my mind asked Guruji. I was sitting there. It was beautiful. Shabads were playing. I said, Guruji, बता दो आज कौन से कलर की चोला पहना है. I said, I want to know. And I shut my eyes, and the pink came into my mind. The pink. I said, chalo. I said, and then right after pink came into my mind, I got Guruji's rose fragrance darshan. So I said, Jai Guruji, Shukrana Guruji. And then I said, okay, so you're wearing pink. I said, chalo, thank you. Very good. And then again in my mind, I said, ऐसे ही I'm having thoughts. ऐसे सोच दिया होगा मैंने. That second, like it had, not that second, but the moment satsang ended, auntie said, Guruji is here. He's walking around. I can see Guruji. I looked at her and I said, Auntie, what color chola is Guruji wearing? And she said, pinkish red. Why? I said, no, I asked Guruji to tell me kaun sa color chola pehna, and I got pink in my head, but I didn't believe it. Then she said, you must believe everything with Guruji, and there is no coincidences with Guruji. And I said, you're sure he's wearing pink red? She said, yeah, I'm sure he's wearing pink red. And even me asking auntie, it's not even for auntie to say, I can see Guruji, he's walking around here. In that moment, even when there's a doubt, Guruji first answers all the whimsical questions. Then after that, if you have a doubt, Guruji finds a way to clarify your doubt also. Every day I feel like, Shukrana Guruji, how he blesses us, how he takes care of us, really, Shukrana Guruji. In that same satsang, I was slightly naughty because I know that, you're not allowed to, jo bhi langar prasad milta hai, you have to have every bite, lick every bite. And I knew it and I was doing it. But in that satsang, the snacks, there were lots of snacks. And then, in the langar prasad, auntie gave two rotis. And one other auntie said, I'll have one roti. I also said, I said, that auntie is doing it, main bhi kar leti hu. I said, acha. And I said quickly, I said, sorry, Guruji, saying, Guruji, gussa mat ho, sorry. And I gave one roti back. I was eating. As I was eating, in that moment, on my right ear, like when someone twists your ear, ऐसे लगता है कि I got this twist paining कि पता नहीं कोई कान खींच रहे हैं मेरे. And I looked at Guruji. I said, "Oh, roti ke bare mein." I said, "Sorry, Guruji. I promise. If auntie asks again, I'll take it." I said, "Please, Guruji, gussa mat ho. Sorry. I promise I'll take it. मैं भूल गई." In this conversation with Guruji, auntie came, asked for roti and went, and I was talking to Guruji. I had said no. I didn't realize I said no. Then the next second, my right leg started cramping and hurting. I said, oh, again I missed the roti. I said, sorry, Guruji. But in my mind, I'm thinking, ab to everyone finished the langar. Even I had finished, everyone's finished langar prasad. I said, ab to kaun roti dega? I said, chalo. I said, sorry, Guruji. And in my mind, I'm feeling very happy and very smart ki ab to roti nahi aayega. Guruji sent auntie with another roti. So I was sitting, the leg was hurting. I said, chalo, I'll take it. And the moment I would say, na, Guruji, chalo, I'll take it, the pain went away in my ear, the pain went away in my leg. I said, 100% मैं ले लूंगी, sorry, Guruji. That moment, that auntie, that second looks at her uncle and says, मैं roti de दूं. And uncle said, क्यों? Like everyone's finished eating. He said, serve the kadha prasad. And I was like, chalo, I'll take kadha prasad. I won't take the, like, roti nahi aa rahi, I'll have the kadha prasad. And auntie said, no, Guruji is saying roti do. But I'm feeling awkward to give it. And I can hear auntie saying this and I can't say anything because Guruji needed, that roti had to be had. And the roti came back and I ate that roti. And auntie only came and asked me for the roti. No one else took. She and auntie was serving prasad from the other way. This time when it was the time for roti, she came to me and said, will you have a roti? How Guruji instructs, how Guruji, like Rupali Aunty said earlier, we can never comprehend, we can never understand. Even if we try to start, I don't think there's going to be a start, beginning, or end with Guruji. Really, Shukrana Guruji. Now I lick everything, I finish everything, and I tell everyone else also, please never, never, never waste your langar prasad. So I learned my lesson with Guruji. But even when Guruji teaches us, it's so amazing how he teaches us, like, like I said, like my little babies. Gussa nahi hote. He doesn't, no ahem, no vahem. But he teaches us and he says, as long as we are willing to learn, as long as we are willing to get his blessings, Guruji will guide us every step of the way. The next darshan, the next satsang I have to share is one of the fragrance darshan. So I was at home, and my friend who had been connected to Guruji recently through me, not through me, through Guruji, but we got connected together on our journey with Guruji. Ikathe hue the. She was the one who had come and taken prasad at my doorstep. She messaged me saying, and I had already done my first satsang with her, and properly with the Sangat members. So she messaged me saying, I'll come home today and we'll just listen to some Shabads for Guruji. I said, okay. Then I said, no, if we're listening to Shabads for Guruji, I said, how can we not invite Guruji? We have to do satsang for Guruji. So quickly, we organized. I ordered flowers, kadha prasad, khana mangaya, everything. She came, and once she came, we were doing the thali, we were decorating, everything with the flowers. And I said, oh, I've ordered extra flowers. Chalo, that was a Wednesday. I said, chalo, Saturday ko bhi kar dete hai satsang. And we invited the Sangat because on Wednesday only she could come. No other Sangat members could come. It was very last minute. And I was feeling so bad because whenever there's satsang at home for me, I really love it when Sangat members come and I'm able to serve them and do seva. That's doing seva, like doing seva for Guruji. So I was very sad no one could come. So I said, chalo, we'll do it on Saturday. After that satsang ended, from Wednesday to Saturday, it was the most divine days up until today that I have had. I woke up on Thursday and I sat next to my study where I always sit, and I was just typing, and I was actually reading Guruji's book, and I got Guruji's flower fragrance. My logical mind kicked in. I said, chalo, I did satsang yesterday. There's roses in the house. I went like a little doggy and I smelled all the roses on the floor. There was no smell in any rose. There was no fragrance in anything. But the moment I would go back to that one spot, it was filled with rose fragrance. And I called my mummy quickly and I said, Mom, there's fragrance everywhere. I don't know what to do. And she said, just enjoy it. And then I started talking to Guruji. And those 3 days, every wish I had in terms of I said, Guruji, chalo, I want to wake up at, 5:45 today. And I didn't put an alarm. I put an alarm for 6, saying if I don't wake up, I'll wake up at 6. 5:45. I was woken up so fresh, and it was literally like, when I would be woken up, it felt like there was a tap. Chalo, 5:45 ho gaye, uth jao. And I would wake up, and sometimes I'd feel scared, thinking, shit, like, Guruji, aap ho. Matlab, it was initially was scary, but throughout those 3 days, Wednesday to Saturday, every day I was getting Guruji's rose fragrance. Once I was so embarrassed because, and it would always come when I felt like there was a message with it. So once I was watching a satsang, and immediately in my mind, the thought came, ise bhejo, ise batao, tell her to watch this satsang. So the moment I would pick up the phone to call and say, oh, I'm sharing a satsang, that's when the rose fragrance would come. And once it was sent, then the fragrance would go away. Once it happened, I was actually in the bathroom and I was talking to someone. And again, the message came, isse phone karo. So I said, so I called, I was talking to her, and the rose fragrance came into my bathroom. And then I said, Guruji, मैं embarrassed हो रही हूँ, बाहर आके please fragrance दे दो. But Shukrana Guruji, those 2-3 days was just so beautiful. And on Saturday, when the satsang, when the sangat members came, one auntie, as soon as she entered my house, she said, Guruji's house. She said, Guruji to यहाँ है. Wednesday से Guruji घर नहीं, like he hasn't left your house. I said, yes, how do you know? I have felt him. I mean, that way the Guruji is with us every second, every breath, every day. But I felt his presence so strongly in those 2, 3 days. And auntie said he's been walking around. She said, I can see his chola. He's walking around the house. He's here. He's there. He was waiting for satsang to happen today. And really, Shukrana Guruji for connecting us, for choosing this house, for letting satsangs happen. Everything with Guruji happens so smoothly, so beautifully. Really, Shukrana Guruji. Um, I have one or two more other satsangs that I'll share. So another one was not very long ago. It was just last week. On Tuesday, now I did everything that Guruji said nahi karte. I did ABC. I got angry. I wasn't positive. I got into a fight. बहुत कुछ बोल दिया. The next day was satsang. I said, oh ho. I went for satsang and I said, Guruji, I'm really sorry. And even when I was doing what I shouldn't have been doing, in my mind I'd say sorry Guruji, then I'd say ABC. Then I'd say sorry Guruji, then I'd do all the wrong things. And I was very embarrassed because I knew that what I'm doing is not right. And it's like, I don't know if it was Divya auntie or Shivya auntie, but they shared and they said, whenever you feel like doing something, remember what is Guruji's Shivya like, what is Guruji's Divya like, what is Guruji's Kriti like. So I said, I'm not being Guruji's Kriti, but I'm sorry, Guruji, ho gaya. And I went to satsang on Wednesday, and again, I just feel like the human mind, my mind, like I'm so silly. I thought, chalo, Guruji is definitely angry with me. Ab to ho gaya. Every satsang that I have sat for so far, बहुत रोना आता है. I cry a lot. I laugh. I cry. Guruji से बातें होती है. It's this whole journey for however long, the most beautiful journey ever with Guruji. I didn't cry initially. Then I said, Guruji, आप तो रुला रहे नहीं हो, पक्का गुस्से हो. I said, I'm really sorry, Guruji. Please रुला दो. Don't be angry at me. 5 minutes later, some tears started coming. I said, चलो, शुक्राना Guruji. Thank you, Guruji. आपने माफ कर दिया. Then in my mind, I said, नहीं, ये तो माफ नहीं किया. I said, चलो, Guruji, माफ किया तो बता दो कौन सा चोला पहन रहे हो. I shut my eyes 5 minutes later. When I shut my eyes, I saw Guruji standing in uncle's kitchen, but in the kitchen there was a little veranda and there's different things. I saw Guruji standing there in a silk lilac, the most beautiful chola, just laughing. Guruji has that naughty smile. He was just laughing with that naughty smile. And I had seen the kitchen, the veranda, but the detail in which I saw, like the veranda and the cupboard, I don't remember seeing it like that. And in my mind, again, I said, Chalo, I said, okay, thank you, Shukrana Guruji. I said, maybe I'm imagining it because maybe I've seen a video of Guruji wearing this chola before. I said, I really hope Guruji, if please gusse mato. I promise I'll be better. I will try to be better every day from now. I said, I really hope you forgive me. I said, sign de do you forgive me. In the moment, messaged me. And she told me that I've got a message from Guruji to give you the big Swaroop and his Charan Swaroop. Please come pick it up soon. I said, okay. I said, Shukrana Guruji, I'm really sorry. Even after everything you do, even after every small thing you prove to me, I still ask. I said, are you sure, Guruji? ये हो गया. एक और बार दिखा दो. एक और बार दिखा दो. So really, Guruji, sorry, Guruji, but Shukrana Guruji, thank you so, 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 so much. I have only one or two last satsangs to share, but I will continue. Rupali Aunty, if I'm talking too much or going over time, please stop me. Another satsang I have is at this auntie's house. So before that satsang, I told Guruji, I said, I feel so blessed, so lucky. Every day, every second, every breath, you are with me. But I knew that, I was going to come and share with Sangat. I said, but I don't know what to share. I've not had a dream darshan, and, pata nahi what will I share. I said, chalo kuch dikha do that I can share. I said, dream mein aa jao. And I would try for the last 2, 3 days before that, because I thought I was sharing on Friday. It happened to be on Monday. I would try and take naps also. I would try and sleep. कि पता नहीं दिन में आ जाएंगे. The more I sleep, maybe I'll get a dream darshan. So I was trying to sleep, and I would say, Guruji, aa jao, aa jao. Then I went for satsang. I first, I I really cried. Like I feel like I have let go of this. It was just the most cleansing satsang. I just cried and cried and cried. And then when the mantra jap was playing, I shut my eyes and I was just in a meditative state. And I felt sharp white light enter my head, my eyes, my palms, and my legs. And it was blinding white light, and my eyes were shut. And I said, oh, and I thought maybe my head has gone back. I said, oh, I'm looking at the ceiling. Let me open my eyes and let me look down because the light is blinding. I opened my eyes and there was not much lighting. It was a 12:30 afternoon satsang, so it was natural light and little bit light normal, but there was no light on my face. I shut my eyes and again this blinding white light would enter my body, blinding white light on my eyes and so much soki on my hands and feet. It felt like there was something going, energy, vibrations, every cell was just vibrating. And believe it or not, when that satsang ended, a Sangat member came on and she was sharing, and one of the first few things she said is, Guruji told me I am light. And when Auntie shared that, I said, Shukrana, lakh, Shukrana Guruji, thank you so much. Guruji gave me the darshan the way he wanted to. I didn't get the dream darshan, but in satsang, I got Guruji's darshan. I felt the light, I saw the light, and I didn't know what the light was. I thought I'd gone into a deep meditative state. But one of the first few things that Auntie shared was that Guruji says that I am light. In the same satsang on my way home, I got prasad in a packet, and I don't look at, when you get prasad, you take it home and you eat it, but who looks at that packet? That day I looked at the packet, and on that packet, I saw a little Om made. And I was so excited. I said, Mom, I found a picture. I said, I'm so excited. Look, 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 I got Guruji's darshan today. But really, Guruji, he's with us every second. So thank you, Guruji. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Guruji. The last satsang I have to share is actually today. Guruji blessed us enough to choose one of his houses, this house, to do satsang. So we had satsang today. And, satsang finished, and I was sitting and the diyas were on, and I was talking to Guruji, and I was very confused about, some decision to be made. And I got a message and I started crying. I said, Guruji, ये तो मैं decision तो कुछ ले ही नहीं सकती. You have to make the decision. And जो भी आप बोलो मैं करूँगी. But I said, I can't make no decision. Every decision is yours. आप बस बताओ, सिखाओ, हम करेंगे. I can't make this decision. And I started crying because I said, I'm so confused, Guruji. मेरे को पता नहीं है. आप हो ना, आप कर रहे हो ना. मैं नहीं कर सकती. आपको करना है. आपको करना है. Just after that, I was sitting here and there was a puja thali there, and I heard crackling from the diya. And it was, the flame went really high. So I said, I don't want to burn the house. I went to see it. As I went to see the diya in the tika that I put on Guruji's Swaroop, there's a trishul that was made. And I put the tika on all of Guruji's Swaroops, but it was just, the tika wasn't even very watery. It was just, in that tika, the water has run down and there was a trishul. So, Rupali auntie later told me that that's a sign of protection. So, every small wish, every big wish, everything, Guruji is with us. He's showing us the way. So, Shukrana Guruji. Thank you, Guruji. I feel like in the last 2.5 months, Guruji has already transformed me so much. There's so much more positivity in my life. So thank you, Guruji. Shukrana Guruji. Back to you, Rupali Aunty.
शुक्राना गुरुजी, शुक्राना होती है ऑलवेज गुरुजी का। कितनी अच्छी बात है बच्चे जुड़ जाए हैं, अब पेरेंट्स को कितनी खुशी हो जाती है, because then we know that the divine is looking. You have the divine interventions in our life and we don't see that. So शुक्राना गुरुजी, गुरुजी मेहर करे। कितनी अच्छी बात है, तुमने कितने सारे फ्रेंड्स को भी जोड़ दिया। हम एक दूसरे को जोड़ नहीं पाते हैं, तो गुरुजी की कृपा से कितने सारे फ्रेंड्स को भी जोड़ दिया in such a short time. When did you fly back?
June.
Oh, वाह जी, अभी अभी तो गए थे।
हाँ जी।
और 21 days का क्वारंटीन था।
हाँ जी।
Wow, that was the biggest bliss.
Biggest blessing. The quarantine didn't seem like 21 days. Every day was with Guruji. Every day was fun. I used to say, Guruji, chalo exercise kara dete hain aaj. He would make me do the most fun bhangra exercises. Guruji would say, chalo. Anything you say na, Guruji, hum karte ikatthe. Everything becomes so much fun, so beautiful. I used to feel like I knew what fun was. I knew what Moj was, right? But I didn't even know what 1% of Moj was until Guruji blessed me and connected me to him.
चलो तेरे को एक बात बताऊं, आज today with Guruji's grace, you are on video call with Guruji.
Today, sorry, Auntie?
With Guruji's grace, you are on video call with Guruji.
शुक्राना गुरुजी।
नहीं तो तेरे वीडियो कॉल होते रहते हैं ना।
हाँ जी।
Now you got it. शुक्राना गुरुजी।
शुक्राना गुरुजी।
जय गुरुजी। ऐसे ही मौज
गुरुजी।
में रहो। वीडियो कॉल में भी मौज में रहो।
यस यस, जय गुरुजी।
जय गुरुजी। जय गुरुजी। आते रहना बेटा। शुक्राना गुरुजी, तन तन गुरुजी, वाह वाह गुरुजी। वन सत्संग भाई आंटी